So I rang the palace.
No, hold on a minute.
There's just an energy in the room, like I knew.
Just
like,
gravitating to each other.
I knew this was how it was going to be. I'll tell you exactly what the gossip was in the
I
last
don't even need
WhatsApp
to
group.
ask you anything. You're just giving it to me willingly, and I love this. Welcome back to The Joy of Shopping. I am your host, Farah Sattaur, and I am so actually honoured to have this lady here in the studio. Boss lady, entrepreneur, founder of Crafters Companion, and you may recognise her from an iconic show called Dragon's Den. We have Sara Davies, MBE, in the house.
Oh, I got me full title list.
Yes.
MBE. If you weren't sitting down, I would have made you curtsy.
Do you want me to?
No, I'll let you.
Okay.
We're friends now.
Okay,
We've
fine.
bonded over a cup of Fanta.
Oh my God, yes. I had to get my sugar rush in, so yes, I do like a bit of fizz. How are you?
Excellent.
Yeah?
I've literally just come running out of the studio,
You have.
off air.
You have.
And I've been so excited to come in. I have to say, podcasts are one of my favourite things to do.
Are they?
You get to spill
It's
all the
fun,
gossip.
isn't it? Yes.
Get to spill the
This
gossip.
is what we want. I hope you have a lot.
Oh, I'm
that you
full
feel
of it.
comfortable telling us. But let's just go from that. You've had a couple of shows today here on QVC. You have a homeware range here with us, and you've launched your Christmas range today. I actually went on your Instagram, and you called yourself today Little Miss
Christmas.
Little Miss Christmas.
I challenge you to find somebody who loves Christmas as much as I do. Really?
Love.
Okay, so here's the
Let's
thing.
celebrate 2 months ago already.
How many Christmas trees have you got in the house?
Oh. Okay, 2. Like big one and a little one.
Okay, 5.
Square feet, you're probably winning though. You know, you're probably triple the size.
I am like, do you know what? I love it. I feel like Christmas is the time of year. You make an effort to see all the friends that you haven't really made an effort to see the rest of the year. And I love having my house looking like really special.
Oh,
and
we're
I
going to
love
get
it
into
when
that.
everyone comes in and it's just like, oh, it just feels amazing.
I can see you're a bit of a host.
I do like to host.
Yes,
My
do you
husband
like-
goes mad.
yeah?
He's like, why?
No,
Why do we have
it's
to
so
keep having
nice.
people round and making mess and all I do is wash up? And I'm like, yeah, but I love it.
So how did it go? Launching the Christmas range today?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
All my work, do you know, you work so hard on a new range and then it is quite, there's a lot of anxiety in the run up to it. So I've been quite anxious all morning because I think I got I'll get on air there. And what if everybody just thinks,
No.
oh yeah, I don't like what Sara Davies like. It's not really me.
I think
that."
it's so natural to feel like that.
the-
You're
the
loved here on
but the
QVC.
nerves
You're loved on
around it.
telly.
I know, but I think, well, what if they look at that and they think, oh, that's a bit naff. I don't like that in my house. You know, but it's what I love.
Yes.
I've basically designed everything. That is what I have in my
And
house.
it's
and I want my
authentic.
house to look.
It's authentic. You've not just got a
Exactly.
designer and been like, right, do a 12-piece product for my collection. Like, you've had a huge involvement.
It is all how I decorate my home at Christmas, and we've basically taken that and built it into our own range. And it was nice because last year was the first year that I'd done a development with QVC.
Amazing.
And of course we do it all in the summer. So I have to plan it all in the summer, and then
You must love that.
Oh, it's great. We had
Yeah.
Christmas in July in the Davies household. We did our whole house out for Christmas.
Did
And then
you?
instead of putting it all away in the loft, I just put it in the spare room. Got it all back out again in November.
Right.
But it was great because I was getting out all of my pieces, and then people would come in and comment, "Oh, that's a beautiful
It's
read.
something to
That's
be so
fabulous."
proud
And
of
I'm
as
like, I
well.
designed that. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
wonderful.
me.
And you can get it at QVC.
Yes, a little bit of a moment. No, I
Exactly.
love that. Do you already have a theme in mind? Do you have a different theme every year in terms of how you're going to decorate? Do you go clean white with the golds and the silvers, or are you full colourful?
So I like to have a theme kind of in each room. So
Oh!
Yep. So we've got a different.
Oh, you're
colour-
serious?
Absolutely.
Oh,
However,
you can
she's
take the
very
title.
serious.
Take the title.
However,
right.
what I like to do is get plenty of use out of everything.
Yeah.
I'm not about the kind of fast fashion for Christmas. I'm still pulling things out that I had in my first house
Vintage.
like 15 years ago.
Love that.
And I love to be able to pull all of last year's pieces out and then add to them with a few bits this year. So nothing, my husband goes mad. Nothing ever goes out. We never charity shop any of the old stuff. The old stuff's always coming out. We're just adding to it with newer bits and pieces.
I can't wait
which
to
is why I've got
see
so much stuff.
the pictures and videos go up.
Oh, they look lovely, and there's
Oh, I
plenty of
can't
them.
wait.
They'll be all
I'm
over my
sure.
Instagram and my TikTok in
I'm
the run up to
sure
Christmas.
you have to.
Yeah.
So, what was your inspiration for the range that you launched today? And I'm going to throw another question in, but if you don't remember, because my memory is terrible, if there's one item from your range that you feel like everyone should have in their house this Christmas, what would it be?
So, what I've tried to do is I've tried to make pieces so that if you are, so I'm quite crafty.
I know, we're getting on to that.
And I like to titivate, is probably the best word, right? So I wanted pieces so that people who just like to take something out of the box and put it on display, we've got you covered.
Right.
But if that's not you and you want to take it out of the box and titivate and personalise,
Titivate.
I've got you
I'm
covered.
not going to lie, I don't know what that means.
So,
Talk to me, because honestly, if you just go back a couple of seconds, my face is like, titivate.
Titivate.
I'm not going to lie, let me know what this means.
So if you're going to titivate it,
Yes.
you're going to make it look fancier.
Oh, ooh,
Right?
writing it down.
So, for example, we have this beautiful beaded sphere, right?
Okay.
And this beaded sphere looks fabulous. You can hang it outside your house. You know where you put your hanger baskets?
Yes.
You can hang it inside. I had one hanging from my hallway.
Oh, wow.
You could just sit it on top of a wreath as a centerpiece in your table. It looks stunning out of the box on its own. Or what you'll see is I do a lovely little project where I take the sphere and then add a little bit of like, you know, the floristry,
Yes.
like the green stuff that you pour things into, a little bit of that, and then I just added in some of my little picks of holly, you know, bits, I've got a holly tree in the garden, cut some bits of holly off, popped them in, popped a couple of little candles in, titivated the beaded sphere.
Hashtag.
And it just
Let's
goes
get
to
that
the next
trending
level.
after this.
Let's get it
Let's
trending.
get it trending.
We can titivate everything.
Oh,
So, and I've always got loads of tips that I like to share on the shows. Like I remember last year teaching everybody how to tie a bow just using your two hands and wrap the ribbon around there. Or you know how dried orange peel, like you see bits of dried orange slices, how you can dry them out. You can either pop them in your air fryer and it'll dry them out, or if you haven't got an air fryer, just sit them on top of your the radiator. Slice them up, sit them on, if you've got, you know, the old-fashioned radiators where it's got a little bit in the middle, sit them on that, leave them overnight when you've got the radiator on, and your room will smell beautiful. No, your room will smell beautiful, it just dries it out, and then you've got the lovely dried orange pieces, and a couple of cinnamon pieces, some dried orange, and some pine cones. You can titivate anything.
I could listen to you all day.
Oh, it's a good job because you're going to have to.
Oh my gosh, all these tips. I'm absolutely loving it. I want to talk about you having the title MBE. How does it feel?
Do you know, it's been, was it 7 years? No, it'll be 8 years.
8 years.
8 years in a couple of weeks' time.
And how do you find out?
So, that's a funny story there. So, I can tell you, you get a letter through from the palace. And you get a letter through from the palace that says you have been recommended to receive an MBE. Now, it doesn't say if you've got one.
Right.
It says that you've been suggested to have one, right? So I remember reading it and thinking, oh, wow, this is good. But it says you're not allowed to tell anyone. So the only person that knew was my PA.
Okay.
Because she got the letter, right? And it was about 4 or 5 weeks later, and she said, I wonder when they send you the letter telling you if you've got it or not.
Right.
Because obviously we're sitting here thinking, oh, we might get an MBE, this is great.
Yeah.
So we waited another few weeks, and then she said, this is getting ridiculous.
It's quite some time.
So I rang the palace.
No, hold on a minute. You rang the...
I rang the palace.
Sorry, on the invite, does it have a number at the bottom?
We had to look it up. And I rang the palace and went through to the office that looks after the MBEs.
Right.
And I said, so it's just Sara Davies here, and you know, I give all my details, and I said, I've had a letter to say that you know that I might be shortlisted to receive an MBE. I wonder when you decide who's actually getting them. And they're like, oh no, you're getting one. If you've had that letter, you're definitely getting one. So he's been worrying for 8 weeks. You're definitely getting one, right? So that was a relief to start with. Then they tell you you're not allowed to tell anybody. It's announced on the such and such a date. So it was announced on the Saturday morning in the Queen's Honours list. It was, right? It's a Saturday morning. So I wanted to tell all my family, but I wanted to tell them on the Friday night because I thought I don't want them to read it in the papers. I want to have the joy of telling them.
Yes.
And I knew that they'd leaked it to the, well, not leaked it to the press, but they let the press know because I'd been doing press interviews all week about it so that they could put it in all of the papers on the Saturday. It would be in the papers. So I had to ring the palace again.
Love it. Speed dial. At this point, it's on speed dial.
Rang the palace to say, is it okay if I take my family for dinner on the Friday night and tell them, but I'll tell them they're not allowed to tell anybody else or post it on social media. And I remember them saying it gets released in the news at 10 o'clock on this Friday night. So at 10 o'clock, everybody will know anyway.
Right.
So it's fine for you to tell your family, but just don't post on social media before 10 o'clock. So I remember being in the car on the way to the dinner, and I remember texting some of my groups of friends, and I said, just to let you know, there's something really big going to be announced in the press tonight about me, and
they must have thought all sorts.
I can't tell you what it is,
Yeah.
but I want you to understand that I wanted to tell you, I just wasn't allowed to tell you.
Right.
And I'm really excited, and I can't wait to talk to you about it, but I can't tell you, but it'll be in the press tonight. And apparently all my friends started this second WhatsApp group without me in it to try and guess at what was going on. And I remember at the time BHS was going through a real rough point.
Right.
Because they told me a little bit later, we'd narrowed it to two things. Either you were getting an MBE in the Queen's Honours list the next day, or you'd bought BHS.
I mean, they're both of them anyway, right?
Those are the two things.
I love that.
I
these
said, well,
ideas.
I'm not buying BHS. I always go, I'm not buying BHS, but yes, I'm in the Queen's Honours
How
list
good is
tomorrow.
that?
Yeah, I was 33.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. And the ceremony
Was fabulous.
Yeah.
So I was so 9 months pregnant. I was 8 months and 1 week pregnant.
Okay.
So I was massive £50 bump, and I actually ended up giving birth 2 days later.
Did you?
Yep, so I was in the palace with my massive £50 bump and my 4-inch Louboutins on, walking through the palace.
Love
And
that.
you're not allowed to ever turn your back on royalty. So at the point at which I walked up to Prince William, you have to walk into the room, turn, curtsy,
Right.
walk towards him, chit-chat, get your medal, lovely, 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 walk backwards, curtsy, walk out. And
Do they
he's
tell
me.
you all of this before?
Yep,
Did
you have to
just
go
know?
through training.
Oh
You
my
go into a special
goodness.
room,
Okay.
do some training in the special room, and then come down and you go through one at a time. And I
Wow.
remember doing this, and I remember waddling up to Prince William, and he just looked at me and he went, wow, that looks like it's coming soon. And I was like, yeah, I'm going straight from here to the hospital.
Oh my goodness,
And it was
that's
on the
perfect
Tuesday,
timing.
and I had the baby on the Thursday.
Oh, wow.
When they gave me all the dates, so they sent the dates through for your investiture, it's called, and they sent me the optional dates, and there was only one of them was before I would have the baby, and the rest were all afterwards.
Okay.
I thought, you know what? It's one of the biggest moments of my
Yeah.
life, and these pictures are going to be everywhere in my mum's front room
Yes.
and above the mantelpiece
Yep.
and all of this sort of thing. I don't want to be in those pictures looking haggard, bags under my eyes, hair falling out, leaky boobs,
Understandable,
all
yeah.
of this. Didn't
Yeah.
want any. I thought, do you
Yeah.
know what? In those last few weeks of pregnancy,
Yeah.
I'm glowing. And I
Got-
know
yeah.
it because this was
Yeah.
my second child.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm going to turn up at that palace absolutely glowing. No doubt in anybody's mind that she's clearly pregnant. Not just has she eaten too many pies.
No.
Whereas if I'd done it after the baby,
Yeah.
I would just be totally carrying more weight than I was comfortable, squashed into a couple of pairs of Spanx, hoping for the best. But this way, I just had my bum proudly
And
on
you're feeling
show.
confident.
Felt
yeah.
great. My hair was
Oh,
looking
that's
radiant. My
amazing.
skin was glowing.
What was the outfit and how did you choose? How did you
Well,
narrow them down?
You didn't
Yeah?
have a great deal of choice because
Okay.
obviously it was maternity outfits. So what I
Right.
did was I went and bought the shoes. So I picked fabulous shoes
To
and the
suit the
matching
shoes,
handbag. So I
okay.
picked the shoes out first,
Yep.
and then I had a hat made to match the shoes. And then I just went and bought a random maternity dress, and they had the same dress in about 15 colours.
Oh, I love
You just pick the one you want, but
that.
it wasn't about the dress. It was about the shoes and,
And
the
the
hat.
handbag. Oh, I thought you said handbag.
Oh, shoes and well, I had the shoes, the handbag, and the hat. But it
right,
was really
the accessories.
very much about the
Okay.
accessories.
With Crafter's Companion,
Yes.
I have been all over your Instagram. You're amazing. No, honestly.
Have you been
The
watching my
thing-
toilet roll crafting?
Everything. I'm like, this woman can make something out of anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, where did this start? How did it start? Do you really love it? And how often do you do it a week?
So
That was a lot. I'm
that's
sorry.
A lot of questions.
It
to
just
take in
that
one
wasn't
go.
even on my pad.
So I started the business. It
Yeah.
is our 19th birthday
Wow.
in October.
Happy birthday.
19 years I've had the
Oh,
business.
we should have got a cupcake or
We
something.
should have had
I'm
cakes.
sorry.
Gower brownies are on at the moment in the
I'm
studio. I've already
hoping-
had one. We can always pinch you one afterwards.
Okay, fine.
So 19 years since I started the
Wow.
business. And so yes, when I was younger, my mum used to do loads of craft. Mum is what we say up north, by the way.
Oh, I
I'll translate for you so
completely
that it's
understood
my
that.
mum.
No,
But,
ma'am.
me
I
mum.
say ma.
My mum,
Yeah.
perfect. My mum used to do loads of crafting with me and my little sister. And so you kind of grew up with that love of crafting.
Right.
Now, when I was at university, I did a management degree. And it was one of those degrees where you study for a couple of years, you go out and work, and then you come back to your studies.
Okay.
And in that year that I went to work, I ended up working for a tiny little craft company. And it opened my eyes to this whole industry I had no idea existed. And in that year, I learned all the different parts of a business, but I fell in love with the craft industry. And I just thought, I want to start a business in this industry because I just loved it. Because the customers, people who do crafts as a hobby, it's not just a hobby, it's a passion. They just live for it, and they are the nicest people. And especially when you see them on social media and you're in Facebook groups with people, they're so supportive of each other, and just the common love in our industry is incredible. So I thought, right,
I love that.
I want to start a business in that industry.
I want to get involved.
I don't know how to craft well enough to have a business in that industry, so I'm going to learn. So I literally took night classes. I learned how to craft.
Did you really?
I learned how to craft, and then I developed that understanding of craft into running my own business in craft.
This is very spontaneous what I'm about to do now.
Oh, she's going off the wall.
I'm going off the wall. I'm going off script. If I give you a bit of paper, the best thing I can do, if by memory, is probably make a paper aeroplane.
Right.
You're going to have to beat that.
Come on,
I'm
I'll
sure
make
you
a paper
can,
aeroplane
right?
for you.
I don't even think I can do an aeroplane, so, you know, I'll have a bit for me.
Right.
Whatever, I'm just so intrigued because honestly, when I was watching your videos, I was like, this is incredible.
So we just make the paper aeroplane.
No, you make whatever you want. I can only make a paper aeroplane.
Oh, well, I'll make a paper airplane, see if I can make a better...
Oh my God, I'm not even going to look at you.
Do you know,
God,
I don't know.
Dad, if you're
It's
watching, I'm
been
so
years
sorry.
since I've done one of these.
Look, I can't even
so
get the paper out.
I'll tell you, the last season on Dragon's Den,
Right.
they decided... So we've recorded the new series of Dragon's Den, but it
Have
won't be
you?
out until January.
Okay,
Saying January.
very
I don't know if I'm
exciting.
supposed to say that, but it's been
Oh, that
January
could be an
every other year.
exclusive
Been
right
January
here.
every other year for the last few years. I don't know what I'm doing here. I've just gone a little bit off piece there.
If mine looks the same as yours, I'm going to be so happy.
I don't even know if I can remember how to do a paper aeroplane.
I mean, I'm pretty much done now, I think.
Oh,
Now, don't peek.
Oh, well, I can't remember how to do a paper aeroplane.
Or anything. That's it.
Yeah, I can't.
Hold on. Ah! Right into the
It
camera.
doesn't fly.
No,
how do you
Sarah,
even
that
do
flew.
a paper aeroplane?
That flew.
Not how I did it. Okay, right.
No, you still have time.
I still have time.
I'm just
to
going to
do
have a sip
paper
of my
aeroplane.
Fanta.
Yeah, so you did that. No, I've lost. What I was going to tell you was,
Go
I
on.
made a lovely folded paper dragon, and we sat it on top of the money.
Accepted.
But in
Accepted.
fairness, I did have to sit and practice while Stephen was doing his fancy thing and Deborah was rubbing her fingers and all of the stuff that they did while the camera was on them. I was there trying to work
Yeah,
out how to fold a
I'm
paper
sure.
dragon on YouTube, how to fold a paper dragon, origami dragons, and I made a little origami dragon, sat it on
love
top of the
that.
pile of money.
Well, now we're talking about Dragon's Den. Can we
Yes.
get a little bit more into it?
Go on, hit me.
Because I always wonder with TV shows, do you get each other presents? Something
Do you
little for the
know?
stocking or something?
We don't.
No.
Because we film in the
Cards.
summer.
Oh,
I send them all a
fine. Okay.
handmade Christmas card. I am yet
Of
to
course you
receive
do.
a
I love
Christmas
that.
card from any of my other dragons. I don't think they're big Christmas card
It
givers.
doesn't matter.
I did used to get a Christmas card and a present every year from Tej Lavani when Tej was on the show.
That's lovely.
He was a big Christmas present
Okay.
giver. But I do send them. But I think it's because we film in the summer.
Right.
We're like living in each other's pockets for about
Yeah.
6 weeks, and you're just with them all the
Yeah.
time. And then you'll find we'll just go weeks and weeks and
Yeah.
weeks, well, months, and not see each other. We've got a little WhatsApp group, so we do keep in touch in our WhatsApp group.
I would love
Dragons
to know.
WhatsApp group.
Right. All right. When were you last in this WhatsApp group? Today, or is it a weekly
no,
thing?
it'll be a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
We've been having I can tell you exactly what the gossip was in the last
I don't even
WhatsApp
need to
group.
ask you anything. You're
Yeah.
just giving it to me willingly, and I love this.
Uh,
What were the dragons talking about?
So I messaged everyone, and this
Yeah.
was about 2 weeks ago. I was doing the Great North Run, and I messaged in the
Amazing.
group and I said,
Yeah.
"Hi guys, do you remember when I was training when we were doing Dragon's Den? And I was out running early every morning, and I was training for the Great North Run. Well, I'm doing it next weekend,
Yep.
and here's the link to sponsor me.
I was going to say it's time to give me your money.
Right?
Yep.
Tumbleweed, no reply.
No, I'm
Okay.
horrified.
So there's the group with just the dragons in, and I put this in the group that had the dragons and our exec producer in.
No
so
one.
Our exec producer wrote back and said, "Oh, thanks, Sarah. Sponsored you £20." So I wrote back, "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything anybody can give. It's a really worthwhile cause that we're supporting, right?" And didn't hear from any more of the dragons, but they are all busy people, you know. So next, it was a couple of days later, I did the Great North Run, and I remember straight after that, the executive producer said to me, "Well done, that was absolutely brilliant," right? Wrote back again and said, "Thank you so much. Just to remind you all, there's still time to donate."
Yep.
I was getting
do a chaser.
There, and then they dropped one at a time like flies. Stephen first wanted to drop £1,000. Then Peter comes on, has to be that's
all you have to do is that little reminder.
Then Deborah, this is very Deborah. She did. It was an anonymous amount from an anonymous person,
How
and Deborah
much?
just texted me. It was an awful lot of money, and she just texted me and said, "Just to let you know, I've just done this." But that's so
She was the highest one,
she wanted to do
the
it,
highest
and she wanted to be quiet about it, and I was very appreciative.
She's humble.
So they all supported me, but they just needed a little bit of a nudge. But
that's
they're all,
okay.
But the thing
that's
is,
okay.
they're all really busy people,
and
so we all understand that you've just got to badger each
just
other.
a little reminder.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group for the dragons. They were all supporting me big time.
Amazing. I feel really offended when people send thumbs ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I don't even know where it comes from, but I just think it's
just an okay. So like if like my PA texts me and says, "Just to let you know, you booked on the 7 o'clock train tonight."
Should you do a thumbs
I'll just
up?
send her a thumbs up. Just to acknowledge. I've read, I've received.
I think it should be
I'm
banned.
all good. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Or if she tells me something that I'm really happy about, I send a heart.
Do you do
Everything's
the skin
either
tones?
a heart or a thumbs up, and I have all mine matched to skin tones. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I agree.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't like the yellow thumbs up. It's just not
No.
right. But yeah, you'll get a skin.
Okay, we can agree to disagree on the thumbs up. That's fine.
Okay.
We can still be friends. Were there any businesses where you didn't invest and you thought, I've changed my mind. I really wish I would have done something there. Or have you always stuck by your decision?
No, I tend to find, so over the course of a series, we'll see 70 to 80 pictures.
Wow.
And probably I usually invest on average about 10 to 12 over the course of a series. And quite often you get so wrapped up in the ones that you've invested in, you kind of quickly forget about what else has gone.
Right.
And so in the moment, like sometimes, you know, I'll get really annoyed if we've done a pitch and I've gone for it and they've picked another dragon. And in that moment, I'm like, I can't believe it. I was the perfect dragon for that. I really wanted to do that one. And while we're having a cup of coffee in the green room in between pitches, I might be like, "Oh, Deborah, wish I'd got that one. I can't believe you've managed to get that one," right? But then by tomorrow, completely forgotten.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because we're just on to the next
There's
one
so
all
many
the time.
as well.
And then it's quite nice because when the season comes out and I'll watch the show, I think, "Oh, I forgot all about that one." But then if you had a one where, I was a bit narked about that, you relive the narkedness.
Right. Any strange ones? I know you've had these Psychic Sisters.
Psychic Sisters, yes. I brought her here to QVC.
Did you?
Yes. So that was a brilliant one. That was episode 1 of the last series that we did.
You have a reading with her?
I've had several readings
Have
with her.
you?
Yes.
Do you recommend it?
She is another level. So I'll be really honest, I didn't believe in any of this stuff. So I'd never seen a clairvoyant. I didn't believe in it, nothing, okay? And when she came in the den and she did her pitch and everything, and I just, after she chose me, 'cause she had lots of offers, she picked me, and she came back from the wall and she looked me in the eye, she said, "You know I'm going to pick you, don't you?" And I did know. But I thought I was just reading her body language. But it's just, she just said, there's just an energy in the room, like I knew.
Just gravitating to each other.
I knew this was how it was going to be. And so I've got a wonderful relationship with Jane. And every time I meet her, we'll have a business meeting, she'll tell me things. She'll go, "How's your dad? Have you checked in on that?" So, you know, she just
It's a good friend to have.
She's a really
Isn't
good
it?
friend to have. Yep, she's one step ahead of us in everything I'm doing in my life.
of course.
Yep, and so I introduced her here at QVC.
Shopping-wise,
Yes.
are you an online shopper or do you need to be there to feel the products, or depending on what you're shopping for?
So I personally love the experience of going to the shops.
Yes.
So I love to go for a shopping day. And
Okay.
like when I'm doing Christmas shopping, I find it really frustrating going online. And it's just...
Do you? I prefer it.
I like to go
Yeah.
and mosey around the shop so that I get an idea of what I can give each
Yeah.
person. I think online shopping's brilliant if you've got an idea of what you're buying.
Of course.
I like to go and have the experience if I just
Yeah.
want to come up with something to buy someone.
And your last purchase?
Was about an hour and a half ago. I
Yeah?
bought a set of cheeses that you had here. Do you know, every time I'm in this building,
You shop.
it is so dangerous.
I know.
Because as soon as I'm watching, because I'm not at home all day during the day, so I don't have QVC on all the time, thank goodness. But as soon as I go in,
Yeah.
and I had the benefit. So when you're watching it at home, you just watch it and you have to watch the presenters taste it and try and gauge how good it looks. I was
right
in
there.
there, right in, and I was
And it
like,
was good?
these are phenomenal.
Oh, I love
The
that.
little, I think they were called mouse something or other cheese.
Okay.
Oh my word! So I ordered the cheese.
So you got some cheeses.
So I've got some cheeses on the way for Christmas.
Amazing.
But they're going to keep all the way till Christmas. Who knew you could get some cheese
I
that would
think
keep
you
for
can.
Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheese lasts quite a long time.
Because it was, they're all, you can tell I've been watching the show, can't you? Because they're all covered in the wax stuff, so they're all ready to
So
go.
it's going to preserve till...
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to get them out for Christmas then?
Oh yeah, and I remember last year,
Yeah.
I was in when Andy Peters was in one day. Oh
Love
my word, I
him.
spent a
Yeah.
fortune because it was all the foodie stuff.
Yeah.
So we just pre-ordered all of our Christmas cakes, Christmas puddings, loads of stuff. And then of course you just pre-order it now and then it all turns up just before Christmas.
Oh my God, it's perfect timing, isn't it?
Perfect.
Perfect. Are you a spontaneous shopper?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm one of them terrible people that if I'm going around the supermarket, you know, and if it's on the end of the aisle because it's on promotion, I'm having it.
Do you have to go through, if you go into a new shop, I have a thing where I have to go through every aisle to make sure I've covered everything.
Yep,
It
good
could just
plan.
be me, yeah?
Yeah, and I like
Don't
to
wanna
have
miss
a
anything
plan. I
out,
have to.
yeah.
I can't just wander aimlessly. I have to follow a route up and down the shop. A little bit like when you're going to IKEA and they take you on the planned
I
route
always
through
get
the whole
lost in
shop.
IKEA.
Yeah, you've just got to follow the map on the floor.
The arrows.
Yeah, just follow the arrows.
I haven't
As
been
long
in
as you
years.
walk through
Yeah.
and take the journey. So when you start going off piste, you start getting into trouble.
I'm going to try and take that advice
you
next
go.
time I go to IKEA. I mean, I go sometimes just for the meatballs.
Who doesn't? Meatballs and
It's
that little
good, right?
cloudberry jam on
Yeah?
it.
No, it's really good. Sara Davies, thank you so much.
My
for taking the time to
absolute
be here.
pleasure.
Absolutely loved it. Thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Joy of Shopping podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you missed any of the episodes, make sure you check out our playlist.